calling my name, say it like that, baby, one more time. Send me that text, baby, confess, I'ma hit your line. Ain't no more stress, let it all go when I'm up inside. I'ma get my keys, take you up, let you ride. When you're not by my side, I let the day go. Never be out your mind, come and get close. Grip on your thighs, and stress I release. Like yes, baby, please. Like yes, baby, please.
Everyone loves a good story, okay? You're sitting around lying to your buddies and talking about how far you've actually gotten with your garage build since the last time you actually saw them, and you get on to talking about some sort of random car information, because what else are you actually gonna talk about? Like normal stuff? Like what's wrong with you? As you chat through car things like a proper adult, someone will actually hit you with the good old, the iconic statement.
Well, did you know, right?
And the crowd goes silent to hear if the one with the Subaru WRX is actually telling the truth about a World Rally Championship story, or if he's just drank way too many White Claws, which I'm surprised that trend died really fast, unless it's still getting drank. I'm not entirely sure.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby. Oh. My bad.
Well, either way, there are some things out there that car enthusiasts don't know the origins of, or just don't know, period. I'm Alex, alex.fi on Instagram, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about some of the good old-fashioned history lessons in the car scene that not many people actually know about. And if you're just jumping into this video, hello. Wait, I should have said that. Hello, oh God. I'm Alex, and if you haven't yet, due to our poor commitment issues, don't forget to subscribe so we can keep making banging videos like this. And if you're looking for aftermarket wheels, tires, or suspension for your car, be sure to check us out over at fitmentindustries.com. If you want to ball on a budget and not tell anybody, we also have 0% of firm. You know, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna judge, just letting you know. Anyway, we got some pretty cool stuff over there too. It's like a gallery of air suspension, coilovers, wheels. Gotta get ready for that summer glam, you know what I'm saying? Don't go tanning, build your car. It's way better, it's good. Some of these simplest things in the automotive industry and some of the simplest things that a lot of us car guys and car gals now treat as gospel came out of a pretty simple or really odd origin. Now, if you didn't know, a lot of historical things about cars are actually pretty boring. There's not a cool history behind them. They're usually actually fairly simple because somebody, just random old person that liked cars, just decided to make something so, and then the rest of the world was like, sure. I mean, a good place to start is probably the home of wheel companies. I mean, like American racing. Now, American racing is considered by most, if not all, the grandfather of wheel companies in the United States, if not probably North America. And if you head to SEMA and you talk to any rep from any prominent wheel company and ask them how they started in the industry, it will almost always date back to American racing. American racing was the largest wheel company that had so many influential people in it that when people started to make their own wheel companies or jump to make another wheel brand, they took what they learned from American racing to make their company. Even if you look at companies like Rotiform, Motegi, Motometal, Raceline, Vossen, HRE, Vorsteiner, and like all of those brands all have some sort of historical tie, like directly or indirectly traced back to knowing someone or something that got them into the industry due to someone or something having to do with American racing, working at American racing, had a friend that knew a friend that helped them at American racing, or more. And that's not really a name that a lot of us talk about anymore. In fact, the founder of American racing is still involved too, with the family predominantly being in their third generation with the company, and even with all the acquisitions and transfers and all that sort of stuff, they still help guide the brand. And American racing isn't a brand that a lot of people know and love today, but it is one of the most influential and original wheel companies out there. Not just that, but most, if not all, domestic wheel companies or companies that distribute out here, they're in the United States of America, they're pretty much all in the city of Industry, California, nearly actually shoulder to shoulder with brands that compete with each other for people like you and people like me to buy. If you go all the way back to the beginning though, lots of people would think back to like the Model T as being the first modern automobile, when really it was the first mass-produced vehicle. Now, the first modern patented vehicle was actually in 1886 by Carl Benz with the patented motor wagon. Wagoon, baby, 1886, all right? Thing was gnarly and paved the way for you know what. I mean, the rest of it paid Mercedes-Benz. Anyway, while we're on this side of the ocean, another company that was starting to make waves in the 20th century would be Ferrari, that glorious cease and desist happy company that makes fun cars that sometimes start on fire. And although originally the iconic red color actually wasn't something that they chose, it was more than it was kind of just given to them. International Grand Prix assigned countries' color codes to the teams that entered the race to easily identify the cars and their nationalities. Britain was dark green, you got British racing green. French was blue for some time instead of white like most people think. And Italian was red. When they jumped into the racing scene, the red paint became synonymous with the prancing horse, and by default the color just stuck, even though it really wasn't a color that they were, I don't know, they were really that excited about. Now, originally speaking, Mercedes-Benz was actually white as well until they started becoming silver. Now, Mercedes-Benz's color is silver to this day because this was due to the fact that Mercedes-Benz's racing team was known for being overweight requirements all the time in their original racing days. The team's solution would be that they would scrape off the paint. Now, this kept the car under the weight requirements and ultimately gave Mercedes-Benz cars the nickname of being called the Silver Arrows, and that's why Mercedes color is now gray. Now, Subaru would keep their World Rally Blue paint iconic, but not because of something like that. It was more just because it was a sponsorship partnership between a car company and State Express 555, which was actually a cigarette company that was out over in the UK. Now, you can cue the vaping jokes and the cigarette jokes with the World Rally Blue, blah, 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 blah. You can use that to her with your friends and all that sort of good stuff. But the fact is the color is blue because of a cigarette company, all right? Just go full circle, make a joke if you want to. And another good one over on the tire side of history would be how Michelin actually truly formed a demand around their tire when there was less than 3,000 cars on the French roadways back in the early 1900s when Michelin was actually trying to sell tires. Now, if you've ever heard of something called the Michelin style dinner or a Michelin 5-star, you would know that this actually goes back to when Michelin introduced a guidebook for diners, restaurants, hotels, and more back in the early 1900s to actually advocate to help people traveling with cars and ultimately buy tires to make those trips happen. They wanted a demand, so they made one themselves. They became so popular that restaurants would actually see massive spikes in businesses, or they would fall right on their face if they gained or lost one of the famous Michelin stars, which is a 3-star system right now and has been different over the past few decades. This guide is what put Michelin top of mind for lots of automobile owners back then and helped springboard plenty of their tire launches throughout the early 20th century. Now, Michelin's guidebooks have been something that have been in and out of the industry for almost a century now, and now the Michelin name is synonymous with travel and the gratuity industry as a benchmark, even with Michelin itself being known as one of the best hosts in the tire industry for vendors, sponsors, partners, and racing teams. Michelin, they're just like the bar when it comes to actually hosting somebody. I love Michelin because they're always super nice to us. Anyway, so what is one thing you know that most car enthusiasts don't know the history of? You can let us know below. And of course, we'd like to know if you could drop a little source for us, okay? Otherwise, we're gonna know that you're gonna be lying, all right? We know it. I know how this works, okay? Campfire, you're having a couple beers, you lie about a couple things. I get it. If you're looking for aftermarket wheels, tires, or suspension, be sure to hit us up over at fitmentindustries.com, where we literally have just about everything. I can almost pinky promise, all right? Not hand sanitizer. We don't have that right now. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries, and we will see you later. Peace.